almost 3 digits up, and big up 53%. But you also kind of take a look at the volume. I covered that in the lesson. But when the market is in the red, it's a good time sometimes to go and enter into the market, into good positions, and especially coins that are really losing a lot, like the biggest losers, as you can see, like minus 30, minus 28%. You know, some of those coins, if you are a believer of the project, if you've done your research, if you are bullish on the cryptocurrency of this startup, of this project, then sometimes looking at this will give you a good idea of maybe it's a good time to buy some more at the dips. So that's where we are right now. Bitcoin bulls are kind of defending $9,000, and it can go down as far as $8,000 back again if we are not going to see a move. And right now, that's the current state of affairs, that Bitcoin has not moved over $10,000. And this is temporarily, of course, as overall in 2018 we're very bullish on Bitcoin and beyond in the next coming years. So before Bitcoin can be adopted into the mainstream, it's a very interesting article was published. Like email, when people adopted email, it became very hard to do anything in society, like buy tickets or do anything, communicate with people without email. So you kind of become an outsider of society if you're not using email. Well, Bitcoin wants to get into this stage of mainstream adoption when people that are not into crypto, it's risky for them to not own any Bitcoin. They are excluded from certain aspects of society if they don't own crypto, because it's going to be ubiquitous and everywhere. So this is where Bitcoin is really going. As every new technology, email started as a simple way to communicate with co-workers instead of posting notes on the desks. And now we cannot live without email. You know, some people say we cannot live without Facebook as well. And with Bitcoin cryptocurrency, this is the next stage, you know, when everybody adopts it, and basically it's going to be hard to get around the malls and the different aspects of services without cryptocurrencies. So that's the next phase for Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. We're seeing you know, opposition from countries like India that they're banking the big bank, our Reserve Bank of India, right? They banned the biggest banks inside India to deal with virtual currency and cryptocurrencies, and you know, companies and individuals that deal with those. And now they're facing major opposition with petitions, several petitions that filed with several exchanges. And that's the kind of action that we are seeing. People are protesting, people are going on the streets, people are signing up petitions. If there's going to be some opposition, like what happens with India, what happens with Iran, then people will not shut up. You know, they're going to be vocal about it, and people want crypto. People love crypto, and no government and no big central banks and financial institutions can stop it, because they're saying it's unconstitutional what they are doing there in India. And upon the latest remark of Bill Gates, that he said that if he could short Bitcoin, that he would do so. Winklevoss brothers, you know, they tweeted today, Tyler Winklevoss tweeted today, apparently you don't know that there is a way to short Bitcoin, dear Bill Gates. You can short Bitcoins using the futures contract on CBOE, and just put your money where your mouth is, and go invest into Bitcoin. So, you know, we've seen those remarks from coming from Gates and Warren Buffett recently, that kind of made it harder for Bitcoin in the short term to pass that $10,000 mark, because they still hold an influence. But everybody in the Twitter community regards Bill Gates as a dinosaur in this space. And moving on, what else is in the news? We have BCN coin, Bitcoin listed on Binance. I just wanted to show you guys that a big influence when you follow like Twitter accounts like Binance and you get into BCN, like the value of BCN, the Bitcoin rose over 200% since the time that they posted that BCN is listed on Binance. You know, so posts like that on Twitter definitely has the potential to move prices a lot of the trading cryptocurrency assets. We have New York Stock Exchange will develop its own Bitcoin platform from the Intercontinental Exchange, ICE. So the big boys, the big players in the financial industry, the global financial institutions are considering and moving, taking action into entering the crypto space. Gradually and slowly they are doing this, so it's still not done yet, but once it will become a reality, the Nasdaq is also joining the train and announced that they're going to have a crypto exchange in the future. More institutional investors are going to come into play, and more money and more billions of dollars are going to flow into cryptocurrency market, as the biggest own, like ICE, for example, has a net worth around $40 billion. So, you know, the biggest players entering the crypto space definitely is a good sign for Bitcoin cryptocurrencies. The brothers Winklevoss, who became almost billionaires, depending on the fluctuation on price, they own the Gemini exchange. They have now a patent on ETFs, the what is called exchange traded funds. There is type of security that is derived from the crypto investment. So that's more of a traditional form of investing in the world, and them moving forward in this direction of filing and of patent and being awarded this patent is definitely a move in the right direction. When more institutional investors can come in and invest into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, interestingly, Zappo and its owner Wences Casares, since 2014, he runs and operates Zappo. Apparently, it holds over $10 billion in bunkers, because what they have is what is called cold storage, and they manage the private keys of people. So instead of you taking control of your private keys with securing your funds with Trezor or Ledger Nano S, or being more vulnerable using the mobile apps, Zappo is offering this service for people in the cold storage, when you can basically they serve as a holding tank for cryptocurrencies. And he believes, obviously he's bullish on Bitcoin. He believes it's going to be and continue to be a very, very important service that he is doing for not just the big investors, but the other people, the small people who needs help with storing their Bitcoin safely and securely, even though it can take several days until you retrieve your Bitcoin back from the cold storage. Okay, and on that note, very soon we're going to have a Foxconn manufactured, ultra secure, the very first in the world crypto phone. So that is very, very exciting, guys, because we'll receive this phone straight from the manufacturer, already equipped with storing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and promising to keep it very secure and very private, with all the latest and greatest tech into this. So this is the company which raised $157 million, which is not bad in its ICO. And Foxconn, it manufactures iPhones and Amazon product like the Kindle and all kinds of other stuff, Nintendo's and Sony's PlayStation. So they're going to manufacture that phone, which is again more mainstream adoption for people, as they're going to use that phone, as they receive the phone already crypto friendly as it is. And the story of the day, the Bitcoin Lightning payments becomes more and more of a pending reality, because they're definitely moving into this project. And what it really offers people as an improvement on an existing Bitcoin blockchain is the ability to have instant transactions that are happening off chain. So there's on chain transactions that needs like several minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes to get verified, sometimes an hour to get verified. And Lightning Network is going to allow those transactions to happen in an instant on the secondary chains. And they publish a very interesting story with in the Lightning engineering community, and day in the life of Carol. You can read it. It's very interesting, and it depicts how this new Lightning network is going to operate in the future. When there's going to be a Lightning app, you one time, it takes an hour of process, you kind of getting it ready and connected to the right services, and then from that point on, you can go to any store and use the Lightning app, boom, and instant, and make those transactions at the mall. And a lot of cool stuff is happening on the background, which you don't need to know all of this stuff. But it's kind of like you don't need to know how to use the internet in order to use it, right? And for the merchants, it's really awesome because it eliminates the payment processing fee associated with like credit card transactions and the fraud and the chargebacks and all of that stuff. So a lot of merchants are going to prefer Lightning payments to credit card payments. It's cheaper, more convenient. You don't need to wait until you receive the money. It happens all in an instant, and refilling the Lightning funds is an easy process. So at the end of the day, we still have a long way to go until the Lightning Network is going to be mainly adopted, and the user interface, which is the most important, the usability, the user interface is something that needs vast improvements with the Lightning Network, but it's definitely a move in the right direction. As in short, the Lightning promises to bring Bitcoin back to the days when it could be used to buy a pizza, right? So it's going to be, useful, convenient to go to the store to buy your coffee, your tea, your breakfast, with Bitcoin in a very easy and convenient way with the Lightning Network. Okay, so that's kind of interesting. And finally, the ex-Goldman Sachs president says that definitely there will be a global cryptocurrency, but it's not Bitcoin. In his opinion, it's going to be something on the blockchain. He believes in the blockchain. It's here to stay, but much more easily understood, because there is a gap right now between people who are entering the Bitcoin space and basically they're struggling to understand the different terminology of how Bitcoin works and how the mining process works, so it makes it not easy for the layman terms, to explain it to people. That's why I work on so hard inside Bitcoin's Wealth Club to boil it down in a simple to understand terms, where everybody can kind of go through the same process, go through the course, and understand the main ideas behind Bitcoin and how the whole ecosystem works and functions. Okay, so that were the main news. Don't forget, today at 4 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to have a special masterclass on cryptocurrency trading. Please don't miss it. We are doing it usually for and have been doing it for the last several months for our paid members of Crypto Trading Millionaires, and today we open it up for everybody at 4 p.m. Eastern time to get updates about the markets and see, get more sophisticated and see how you can become a more sophisticated trader and learn those crucial, valuable skills that will allow you to trade cryptocurrency profitably like a pro. So 4 p.m. Eastern time, make sure that you register, smash the subscriber button, subscribe to this channel and to the news and to our page and our group. Be part of our community, be part of this conversation, and looking forward to see you on our next live trainings and crypto daily show. As always, there is something good and awesome happening in Bitcoin cryptocurrency space, and I'm excited to cover that